My official name is Adelaila Akoth Omondi, but everyone knows me as Adele Omondi. So I booked a bus heading to Mombasa on 14th. I booked online, then picked my receipt. Ilikuwa basi ya 9:45 p.m. I picked my receipt when I came to Mash, when we boarded. Then I sat on my seat number 37. Then after I sat on my seat, the gentleman that eventually sat on seat number 38 was moving around from one seat to another. He was sitting on one seat, alafu wenye hizo seat wakikuja anatoka anaenda seat ingine. So eventually he sat on seat number 40, which was on the driver side back bench. And then when wenye hizo viti walipokuja, he stood and then came to where I was. I had placed my bag on the seat number 38. So akaniambia toa nitoe bag. Then I asked him, you are all over the place, where are you supposed to be sitting? And then he said, ndio kiti yangu. So I removed my bag and then I sat, and then he sat, and then I put on headphones and started watching Netflix. We continued with the journey. A few times he kept trying to talk to me and I kept ignoring him. When we got to Mtitoandei, he got off the bus. I remained in the bus because normally when I travel, unless I need to use the toilet, I do not leave the bus. So he left, and then as the bus was almost leaving, I could see him outside na vikombe viwili akipoesha chai. So akapoesha chai, and then he entered as the bus started moving. So alipofika karibu na pale nimeketi, mikono yake ilikuwa ina shake. So as it was shaking, he was pouring the tea on me, on my hands. Then he asked me nimshikie ndio aweze kuketi. I held the cups, he sat down, and then when I wanted to hand them back, kaniambia ngojea kidogo, sijui nichukue, sijui bag, sijui nifanye nini, sijui niweke tablet. Then he took a bit longer. So nikachukua tu hizo vikombe nikamwekea hapo karibu na yeye. And then after that I turned to look at the window, and that was it. The next time I woke up on Wednesday at Coast General. I woke up, found 3 of my friends in hospital with me, and that's when they explained to me that I had been drugged. They told me that I had been taken first to Central Police Station by the conductor for MASH and a tuk-tuk driver. They got an OB, and that OB is what they used to bring me to Coast General. And then now they started calling a couple of people, and eventually they called several of my family members, and then my family members led them to a friend of mine, a friend of a family who stays in Mombasa, called Wesley. So now Wesley is the one who was told to come to Coast General, and something had happened to me. That's what he was told. So when he got there, they did a handover and just left. But before they did the handover, the conductor asked Wesley for 1,000 shillings, and the tuk-tuk driver also asked for 1,000 shillings. But Wesley akawambia haezi wapatia pesa until he makes sure nimeshughulikiwa kwanza. He will send them money a bit later. So, when I wasn't discharged. When we wanted to get discharged, wakasema there's not really a discharge that's going to happen because I hadn't been admitted. Hakukuwa na admission imefanywa, so there was no need for a discharge. So my neighbor, who's also a very good friend of mine, insisted that we cannot leave the hospital until we have a document that shows that I was in Coast General and that something had happened to me, because I'll insist that that is what is needed to file, to follow up with the case at the police station. One of the nurses pulled my friend on the side, akaanza kumwambia ambia tu rafiki yako achane na hii story, because this is something that happens sana na hizi buses za huku Mash, Tahmid and Dreamline. The nurse mentioned those 3 buses na akasema but nothing ever happens, juu hata mtu akifuatilia huwa anapelekwa hivi, and then it just goes off. So the point that I noticed, the point that I now started feeling that I feel like something more might have happened to me other than the dragging is when I got home. And upon checking, because when I woke up nilijipata na nguo zenye sio zangu, and then my clothes had been folded and kept in a uhuru bag. So now when I was checking my clothes, I realized my underwear was not there. So now I started trying to find out, like, okay, where is my underwear? Who has my underwear? And so now I started trying to follow up with my friends, like, Mulini, did you find me with an underwear? Was I with an underwear? Because I know I wore an underwear and a panty liner. So for me, having an underwear and a panty liner and then not having it, and then having the rest of my clothes there, and then that is hiyo na socks ndio zina miss na viatu, did not make a lot of sense to me. So now I started asking them, nikiwa Coast General, what did they do? Did they do a swab? Did they do a rape kit test? Was I given, what did they do anything that would suggest that proper care for rape, for exposure has been done? Then I found out, first of all, hakuna, sikupelekwa GVRC center, sikufanyiwa rape kit test, and now I wasn't given anything in regards to like PEP or something that would have helped me.